Salvite. Today, guys, we're going to go over the next section of Caesar, Book 6, De Bello Gallico. And as a recap, Caesar is talking about the culture of the Gauls and how their society works, and how there are two classes of essentially upper class, and there are Druids and there are Knights. And he's talking about the Druids, and they serve as both priests and judges. All right. And then so he also talked about the punishment that is the most severe, gravissima, is that you're banned from sacrifices, which essentially means that you're kicked out of the religion and no one's allowed to talk to you and speak to you. And um, you might, from contact or contagion, you might receive the same thing. So um, it's bad to be found guilty by the Druids. All right. And we also talked recently about there's one Druid in charge of all of them. And when he's dead, Mortuo, um, if there's somebody obvious that they would succeed, if there are several equals, pares means equal, they have a vote, suffrage. And sometimes they even fight about it. Contendant armies, they fight in arms, they compete in arms. All right, and so here's where we pick up. So these people in a certain, or these men in a certain time of year in the territory of the Carnutes. I'm not going to bring up the map right now, but the Carnutes are a tribe of Gauls that is in like central France. So these in a certain time of year in the territory of the Carnutes, which is hebeter, which you know that is the verb to have here, like which is kind of held or which is considered the media regio, the middle region of all of Gaul, which is considered the middle region of all of Gaul. Concidant, they sit together. All right, we already had a subject, he. So these men, or these people, sit together in a consecrato loco, in a sacred place. To this place, hook means to this place. Everyone, undique, from everywhere, who has controversias. We've seen that used a few times. It means like disputes or disagreements. So to this place, everyone from everywhere who has disputes, conveniant, come together and parent, obey eorum decretis iudisque, obey their decrees and judgments. So here we find that they have like almost a strange like court convention where once a year, in the territory of the Carnutes, which is like about the middle of all of Gaul, if you have like a disagreement with like maybe you're suing your neighbor or for like a property disagreement or something, everybody comes together and meets with the Druids and I guess settles their controversias, their disagreements. All right, here Caesar talks about where the discipline, the learning, so where it was originated. So the discipline is thought, existimater, main verb at the end of the clause, typical Latin. So the discipline is thought, reperta, missing the esse, to have been discovered in Britain. All right, so Britain is, across the English Channel from mainland Gaul. So the discipline is thought to have been discovered in Britain and then translata esse, and then transferred into Gaul. And now, et nunc, and now those who want, volant, the verb to want, those who want to know or understand this thing, diligentius, it's comparative, more carefully or more diligently, generally set out, deponent verb, set out elo, to that place. Okay, you have to assume place here. To that place, causa discendi. This is a gerund, for the sake of learning. For the sake of learning. All right, so Druids are the whole, like, their whole system of learning is believed to have been originated in Britain, and then they brought it over into Gaul. So the Druids are essentially like originally from Britain. And if you want to go learn how to be a Druid, you set out to Britain to do that. All right. I'm just going to do a little bit more here. All right. So some advantages of being a Druid. Being this upper class society in Gaul where you're a priest and a judge. The Druids were accustomed, consuerant, Caesar uses this verb a lot, to be accustomed to, like to be used to. Doesn't translate well into English, but the Druids were accustomed to being absent from war. Nor do they pay, pendant, the verb to pay, nor do they pay tributa, taxes. Together, una can mean together, cum reliquis, with the rest. Nor do they pay taxes with the rest. Discuss this in a second. They have, all right, it's a Latin one kind of verb form. They have a vacation. It's amazing how many words are from Latin, but they have it can mean a vacation, but here, like an exemption. They have an exemption of the military, militii. They have an exemption of the military and omnium rerum, and all things, or all affairs. I'm sorry, and they have an immunity of all affairs. All right, so what that means is that Druids, if the Gauls are at war and you're a Druid, you're not required to report to duty. All right, where most able-bodied men would be forced to, fight for their tribe or their state. So the Druids, they don't have to do that, and they don't pay taxes. And what's like insanely relevant to us is that no religious body today has to pay taxes. So even like the Church of Scientology does not pay taxes. So our government has it set up where, if you're a religious entity, you do not pay taxes. And apparently over 2,000 years ago, the Druids were also immune from taxation. So that's a very old tradition that even today continues. All right, we're going to end here. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to hit subscribe. I hope you have a good day, and walite.